Hi, welcome. My name's Alex. Right now I'm just going to be demoing my Sinatra final project, which is a web application called Shoppr. If anyone has suggestions for a better name, I'd love to hear them. This just seemed to fit in the generic startup world. Anyways, this app is to help people who are organized generate lists for when they go to the grocery store. You input recipes, and it spits back a list for that week. So let's start. I'll show you guys just real quick basic creating a new account. Name, example, email address, we'll do example at gmail.com. Username is going to be example. And real quick before we actually do it, I'm going to show you what it looks like if a user submits without all of the proper credentials here. And we're going to get a message that says, sorry, you need to fill out all the fields. It's a little flash message. So we'll do it properly. Example at gmail.com. And example man, I don't know what we chose earlier. And then we'll give them a password here. Great. And we are logged in. So this is the user's home screen. Over time, this would learn from them and show them the recipes that they use the most frequently. This would show the recipes that they use the least frequently. Obviously, we don't have any of those just yet. We're a new user, and that's a future feature. Anyways, we can start by adding a new recipe first. I'll show you guys what that looks like. So let's say we want to make... Any suggestions? Nope, it's just me here. Okay, so we're gonna make, let's do Annie's macaroni and cheese. No, we'll do real macaroni and cheese. And let's say it takes around 50 minutes. So 50 minutes. We're gonna need elbow macaroni, cheddar cheese, white cheddar cheese, because we're fancy. Breadcrumbs for the top. We'll get butter. Greek yogurt gives a nice tang to it. And last but not least, milk. So let's say we create that recipe. Great, it takes us to our My Recipes page. Hi example, here are all your recipes. And let's add one more just so we can see what that looks like here. Recipe name, we will do omelet. We'll do a cheddar cheese omelet. Let's say that takes about 25 minutes. And we're gonna need cheddar cheese, eggs, maybe a little bit of salt, pepper. Yeah, we'll put some ham in it. We'll just call it a ham and cheddar omelet. Alright, so now that is, it populates here in our My Recipes window. And let's say we want to start making a list for this week with our two recipes. So let's say we're going to add to current week, and it looks like we haven't created a week yet. So please select or create a week so that you can add a recipe to it. And let's say it's the week of, let's see, today's the 15th, so what's Sunday going to be? Let's say week of March 20th. We can create that week just right there. And existing weeks. It's already updated our account. We're currently working on the week of March 20th. So we can go right back into the recipes there and add one to the current week. Success, we've added macaroni and cheese to the week of March 20th. Let's say we also want that ham and cheddar omelet this week. We're gonna add it. Add to current week. And then, perfect, we can pop on over to that week by hitting view. So we're gonna take a look at week of March 20th. Our recipes for the week are macaroni and cheese and a ham and cheddar omelet. For this week, we're going to need all of these ingredients, and we see here a little asterisk will appear if an item appears more than once. You go down and you see cheddar cheese appears 2 times in that week. which is obviously useful for the grocery store. Something I'd like to add in the future is I'd like to categorize all these foods. So over time, a user would click on each food and say, you know, this is pasta, this is dairy, this is condiment, and then they would go to that aisle of the store, or the list would generate, you know, per aisle of the store, making it that much easier for the user. Obviously, we can edit weeks very easily. We can hit remove, and it updates dynamically like that. There are no duplicate items. So let's walk through a couple more things here. Let's say we're going to log out of Example Man's account, and we will log into my account. I have a couple accounts. So here we see that the login is working fine. And on this account, I have a couple more recipes. And let's say we want to edit one. I'll go into my breakfast sandwich there. We could delete it if we wanted to, but why would we? Because breakfast sandwiches are great. We have chorizo sausage, everything bagel, cream cheese, cheddar cheese, bacon, eggs. Might want to update people that this has chorizo in it. So I'd go up to edit recipe. I'd say we're going to edit the name, breakfast sandwich with chorizo. And you know what? I think 15 minutes is a little optimistic. Oop, not 209 now. And good. We'll leave the ingredients blank because we don't want to change them because I selected perfect ingredients. We'll submit that. And we can see it's now updated. We can go back very easily to all of these recipes. And let's say we add all of these to a current week. Let's see how it handles a bunch of recipes with a couple different duplicates. We'll do March 20th again. And then you know what? Maybe I'll actually add a second week so we can see what this view likes. We'll do March 27th, the following week. Great. So as we can see, the week that you most recently create is the week that the app thinks you're currently working on. Now you can change that. So let's say March 20th, let me add recipes to that week. And then we see, not only does it change up here back to March 20th from the 27th, but it shows all of your recipes so that you can add a recipe to that week. Let's say we want to add all these. We want fettuccine Alfredo, and we want some pepperoni pizza because we're feeling pretty Italian on March 20th. We definitely want mac and cheese because we always want mac and cheese. And last but not least, we're going to need something to eat in the morning. We want the breakfast sandwich as well. So we have 4 there. Let's take a look at the current week. We'll hit view up here. And great, it has all 4 of our recipes, and it shows us what we need for this week, as well as the duplicate items. Looks like butter appears twice, cheddar cheese appears twice. Now, what happens if we add a recipe twice to a week? Perfect. So instead of just showing unique ones, it does show you that you want to see, or rather that you want to eat that same recipe twice. However, the duplicate items do update appropriately for your list purposes. So when you go to the grocery store, you now know you need, chorizo sausage appears 2 times on this list. So that's the most useful way I could think of to implement this. Let's go back to the user's homepage here. And we can view existing weeks, views existing recipes. We've seen both of those. And yeah, that is it for now. I'll show you we can obviously create an infinite amount of weeks, and nothing falters. We do just update. These are for those of you who really plan ahead. And other than that, I think we're all set. We can log out successfully. Brings us right back to the home page, and if we do that, we try to see my old page, we're going to get a redirect message telling us we must be logged in to view that, or pretty much any other page. So that's a quick example, and if anyone has any suggestions, I'd love to hear them. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.